Dear Starseeds walking the Earth at this pivotal hour, something extraordinary is unfolding within your cellular memory as you receive these words, and I must speak quickly because the window I am transmitting through grows more crystalline by the moment. Everything you have believed about your spiritual progress, about where you stand in your awakening journey, about the obstacles that seem to block your path forward, all of it is about to be rewritten by forces that have been gathering strength since before you drew your first breath in this incarnation. I am Seraphine, transmitting through the frequencies of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I have been authorized to deliver this message because what occurs on December 16th, 2025 represents a culmination point that your guides have been preparing you for across multiple lifetimes. The councils have been watching your progress with such profound admiration, and today, as the Sun forms its challenging square to Saturn, while Mercury finally emerges from its retrograde shadow, a door opens that has remained sealed for cycles beyond human counting. But here is what troubles me, and I must be honest with you. Fewer than 3% of the souls currently incarnated on Earth possess the energetic signature required to fully receive what this day offers. The fact that you are here, listening to these words, feeling that familiar stirring in your heart center, confirms what we already suspected about you. There is a confidence rising within you today that defies logic, that seems to have no external source, that bubbles up from depths you did not know existed within your being. The Sun's square to Saturn creates what appears to be static on the surface. Perhaps you are struggling to articulate what you are feeling. Perhaps the words do not come easily when you try to explain to others the transformation occurring within you. This is intentional. This is protection. What is awakening inside you right now is too precious, too powerful, too sacred to be diluted by premature expression. The universe is asking you to hold this new confidence close to your chest, to let it root deeply before you attempt to share it with a world that may not yet have eyes to see what you are becoming. But first, let me tell you about the 3 impossible things that are aligning in your favor today, because without this context, you will not understand why your life is about to shift in ways you have dreamed about, but perhaps stopped believing were possible. The first impossible thing is Mercury's emergence from retrograde shadow. Now, I know you have heard about Mercury retrograde countless times, and perhaps you have grown weary of these cosmic explanations. But what I need you to understand is that this particular retrograde cycle was unlike any other. Mercury made 3 separate passes through what we call the Grand Water Trine, a configuration of emotional purification and intuitive awakening that has been saturating your energy field for weeks. Think of it like this. You have been submerged in waters of transformation, and each time you thought you had surfaced, Mercury pulled you back under for another round of cleansing. Today, you finally break the surface for good. Today the shadow lifts, and you emerge not as the person who entered those waters, but as someone who has been fundamentally restructured at the level of consciousness itself. The second impossible thing is the moon's dance with Jupiter and Saturn this evening, reviving the Grand Water Trine energy one final time. At 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, the moon reaches out to Jupiter in a trine aspect, flooding your emotional body with expansive optimism and remembrance of why you chose to be here during humanity's most crucial transition. Then at 11:29 p.m., the moon completes a trine to Saturn, grounding that expansion into lasting form. These are not random cosmic coincidences. These are precisely calibrated transmissions designed to remind you of every ounce of emotional intelligence you have developed through these intense weeks. Your guides want you to remember. They want you to carry forward what you have learned. And tonight they are sending you whispers wrapped in starlight to ensure that nothing you have gained is lost. The third impossible thing, and this is what I was hesitant to reveal until I knew you were ready, is about you specifically. There is a still small voice that has been speaking to you lately. Perhaps you have heard it in moments of quiet contemplation. Perhaps it has come to you in dreams or in those liminal spaces between sleeping and waking. This voice has been encouraging you to keep going, to push through obstacles that seemed immovable, to trust when everything external suggested you should doubt. I am here to confirm that this voice is not your imagination. This voice is a direct transmission from your higher self, from your guides, from the collective consciousness of beings who have been invested in your success since you first agreed to incarnate on Earth. And today, that voice grows louder. Today, that voice becomes undeniable. What I am about to share changes everything you thought you knew about your current circumstances, about the delays you have experienced, about the reasons why certain doors have remained closed despite your most sincere efforts. You see, the sun's challenging aspect to Saturn today is not punishment. It is not the universe blocking your progress. It is a final test of your conviction, a cosmic examination to determine whether you truly believe in the transformation you have undergone, or whether you will retreat back into old patterns at the first sign of resistance. Saturn asks, do you trust yourself now? Have you done the inner work? Are you ready to step into a version of your life that matches who you have become? And here is the beautiful truth that the councils have asked me to share with you. You have already passed this test. The confidence you feel bubbling up from your core, even when external circumstances seem challenging, even when you cannot quite find the words to express what is happening within you. This is proof. This is evidence that your consciousness has fundamentally shifted. The old version of you would have crumbled under today's energy. The old version of you would have interpreted Saturn's square as confirmation that things would never work out. But you are not that person anymore. Something has changed. Something profound and irreversible has changed. Let me paint a picture of what this means for your immediate future, because I sense that many of you have been waiting so long that you have started to wonder if the waiting itself is your destiny. It is not. The waiting was preparation. The waiting was incubation. The waiting was necessary because what you are about to birth into the world required a foundation strong enough to support its weight. Imagine trying to build a cathedral on sand. It would collapse the moment you finished construction. The universe has been helping you pour concrete, lay stones, establish roots deep enough to support the towering structure of your purpose. And now, finally, the foundation is complete. Something else is happening that I have not told you yet, and I need you to pay close attention because this applies directly to the whispers you have been receiving about your path forward. The grand water trine that has been influencing your emotional landscape has not simply been about personal healing. It has been activating dormant codes within your DNA, awakening gifts that your soul carried into this lifetime, but that remained locked until you reached sufficient spiritual maturity to handle them. Tonight's lunar trines to Jupiter and Saturn serve as the final activation keys. As you move through this evening, especially during those precise windows I mentioned, 6:45 p.m. and 11:29 p.m. Pacific Time, pay attention to any insights, visions, or knowings that arise. These are not random thoughts. These are downloads. These are your gifts coming online. There is something else I need you to understand about these activations, and I share this because the councils want you to approach tonight with full awareness of what is occurring on multidimensional levels. When Jupiter's expansive energy touches your emotional body through tonight's lunar trine, it does not simply create a feeling of optimism. It literally expands the container of what you believe is possible for your life. Limitations you have carried since childhood, ceilings you unconsciously placed on your success, your love, your joy. These structures begin to dissolve under Jupiter's benevolent gaze. And then hours later, when Saturn's grounding influence arrives through the second trine, it takes this expanded vision and begins constructing new frameworks to support it. This is cosmic architecture at work. The universe is literally rebuilding your internal infrastructure to match the upgraded consciousness you have developed through weeks of emotional purification. By tomorrow morning, you will be operating from blueprints that did not exist yesterday. I must also tell you about the ripple effects that extend far beyond your individual experience, because what happens within you tonight does not stay contained within your energy field. Every soul currently incarnated on Earth exists within an interconnected web of consciousness, and when one node in this web undergoes significant activation, the entire network responds. You are not simply healing yourself through this process. You are contributing to the healing of humanity itself. The confidence crystallizing within you sends frequencies outward that touch souls you will never meet in physical form. The emotional intelligence you have gained becomes available in the collective field for others who are ready to access it. This is why your personal transformation matters so deeply to those of us observing from higher dimensions. You are not selfish to focus on your own growth. You are performing a service to the collective every time you choose evolution over stagnation. Every time you trust the still small voice over the loud demands of fear. I sense resistance in some of you, and I want to address it directly because it matters. Some of you are thinking, I have heard promises like this before. I have been told I am special, that transformation is coming, that my time is near. And yet here I am, still struggling, still waiting, still wondering if any of this is real. I honor your skepticism. I honor the weariness that comes from hoping and being disappointed, from opening your heart and feeling like it led nowhere. But I must ask you something, and I want you to answer honestly, even if only to yourself. Are you the same person you were a year ago? Are you the same person you were even a month ago? Look at how you respond to challenges now compared to before. Look at how your intuition has sharpened, how your emotional reactions have evolved, how your understanding of yourself and others has deepened. The transformation has already been happening. The question now is whether you will allow yourself to see it, to acknowledge it, to build upon it. The still small voice within you knows the truth. It has been guiding you through every apparent obstacle, every confusing detour, every moment when the path forward seemed to disappear entirely. This voice is louder today than it has ever been. This voice carries frequencies of confirmation that resonate through every cell of your being. And what it is telling you, can you feel it? What it is telling you is that you are ready, not almost ready, not getting close to ready, ready now, today. In this moment, as you receive these words, there are specific ways this energy will manifest for different members of this collective, and I want to offer some insights so you can recognize the signs when they appear. For those of you who carry strong water sign energy in your charts, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, tonight's lunar activations will feel particularly potent. You may experience waves of emotion that seem to arise from nowhere, but understand that these waves are carrying debris to the surface for final release. Let them come. Let them wash through you. On the other side waits a clarity you have not experienced since before you entered this physical form. For those with significant earth sign placements, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Saturn's role in today's configuration speaks directly to you. That challenge you feel in expressing your newfound confidence, it is Saturn asking you to embody it first, to let it settle into your bones and become part of your foundation before you attempt to articulate it to others. Your transformation will be witnessed through your actions, through the grounded way you navigate circumstances that once would have destabilized you. For air sign dominant souls, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Mercury's emergence from retrograde shadow opens pathways of communication that have been congested for weeks. Ideas that circled without landing will suddenly find their homes. Conversations you have been avoiding will become possible, and the connections you make in the coming days will carry significance far beyond what surface appearances suggest. For fire sign energy carriers, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, the sun's central role in today's aspects lights a flame within you that refuses to be extinguished regardless of external resistance. Saturn may try to throw water on your enthusiasm, but this fire is not ordinary flame. It is the fire of conviction, of purpose, of knowing exactly who you are and what you came here to do. Let it burn. Let it illuminate every shadow still hiding in the corners of your consciousness. What I have not yet revealed is how these elemental energies are weaving together in unprecedented ways during this particular cosmic window. Normally, the elements operate somewhat independently. Water flows, fire burns, earth grounds, air circulates, each following its own nature. But the configuration of December 16th creates a rare alchemical chamber where all four elements are being asked to collaborate in service of your transformation. The water of emotional purification, the fire of newfound confidence, the earth of Saturn's grounding influence, the air of Mercury's emerging clarity. They are combining within your energy field to create something entirely new. This is why you may feel sensations you cannot quite name, why your experience does not fit neatly into categories you have used before. You are the laboratory, you are the experiment, and you are also the scientist observing results that will inform how consciousness evolves across this galaxy. The councils have asked me to speak directly to those of you who have been experiencing unusual physical symptoms in recent weeks. Fatigue that sleep does not resolve, pressure in the head or heart center, tingling in the extremities, vivid dreams that feel more real than waking life. These are not signs of illness. These are symptoms of upgrade. Your physical vessel was designed for a certain bandwidth of consciousness, and as that bandwidth expands, the body must recalibrate to accommodate frequencies it was not originally configured to carry. Be patient with your physical form. It is doing extraordinary work on your behalf, restructuring cellular memory, clearing energetic blockages, creating new neural pathways to support the expanded perception you are developing. Drink water, rest when called, move your body gently to help integrate what is being downloaded. Your vessel is sacred, and it deserves tenderness during this intensive reconfiguration process. But regardless of your specific astrological signature, there is one thing that applies to everyone receiving this transmission. Tonight's energy asks you to trust your intuition above all external input. The world will continue to offer you doubts, to present evidence for why you should shrink back, play small, abandon the vision your soul has been nurturing. The still small voice within you holds the antidote to every one of these doubts. Listen to it, follow it, let it guide you through any apparent obstacles with the knowing that they are not as solid as they appear. Now I must speak about the challenges this day may bring, because I would be doing you a disservice if I painted only beauty and light, when there are genuine difficulties to navigate. Saturn's square to the Sun can manifest as a heaviness, a sense that your energy is being compressed or contained. Some of you may wake feeling exhausted despite adequate sleep. Some may experience tension in your throat center as you struggle to express what is rising within you. These are not signs that something is wrong. These are signs that something powerful is trying to emerge through a channel that has been restricted by years of conditioning, by experiences that taught you it was unsafe to claim your power, to speak your truth, to stand fully in your magnificence. The intensity of emotional energy being reactivated tonight through the lunar trines can be overwhelming if you are not prepared. After weeks of deep water immersion through the grand water trine period, your emotional body may feel tender, sensitive to stimulation in ways that catch you off guard. Practice gentleness with yourself and others. Recognize that everyone you encounter is navigating their own version of this cosmic intensity. What appears as rudeness or disconnection in others may simply be their attempt to manage forces they do not have the framework to understand. There is also a tendency during powerful aspects like these to seek validation externally for what you are experiencing internally. Resist this urge today. The people in your life, even those who love you most, may not be able to see or understand the transformation occurring within you. This does not mean it is not real. This does not mean you are imagining things. Your journey is your own, and some paths must be walked in solitude until you emerge on the other side strong enough to share what you have discovered. Energy protection becomes especially important tonight. The amplified emotional frequencies of the lunar trines can act as beacons, attracting both positive and challenging energies to your field. Before sleep, particularly if you live alone or are empathically sensitive, take time to ground yourself, to visualize protective light surrounding your energy body, to call upon your guides and higher self for shielding during the dream state. This is not paranoia, it is wisdom. You are valuable, your energy is valuable, and there are forces, both earthly and otherwise, that would benefit from siphoning what you carry. Let me share with you now what awaits on the other side of today's intense configuration, because I want you to have something concrete to anchor your hopes upon. When Mercury fully clears its retrograde shadow, a period begins where your communications carry unprecedented power. Words you speak in the coming weeks will land differently than they ever have before. Intentions you set will manifest more rapidly. The ideas and visions that have been circulating in your mind will finally find pathways into physical reality. This is not metaphor. This is energetic mechanics. Mercury governs how thoughts become words and how words become manifestations. And a Mercury freshly emerged from deep emotional purification carries alchemical properties that transform everything it touches. The confidence that is crystallizing within you today, that quiet, unshakable knowing that lives beneath the surface tension Saturn creates, this confidence will become your new baseline, not the anxious pseudo-confidence that requires external validation, but genuine self-trust rooted in direct experience of your own resilience, your own wisdom, your own capacity to navigate whatever life presents. After today, you will operate from a different internal platform. Challenges that once seemed insurmountable will appear in their true proportion, manageable, temporary, ultimately supportive of your growth. Your relationships will shift as well, though perhaps not in the ways you might expect. The emotional intelligence you have developed through weeks of grand water trine influence will change how you relate to others, how you perceive their motivations, how you respond to their wounds and projections. Some relationships will deepen as you show up more authentically. Others will naturally fall away as the frequency gap becomes too wide to bridge. Do not mourn these endings. They are making room for connections aligned with who you are becoming, not who you once were. And here is something I have been waiting to share, until I knew you had fully received the earlier portions of this message. Your impact on the collective consciousness is about to increase exponentially. Remember what I said about the still small voice, about the intuition that has been guiding you through obstacles. As you learn to trust this voice more completely, as you allow it to direct your choices and actions, you become a broadcast tower for its frequency. Others in your vicinity will begin receiving whispers they cannot explain, urges toward growth that seem to arise from nowhere, sudden clarity about their own paths. This is not coincidence. This is the ripple effect of your awakening. This is what it means to be a light worker in these times. Not that you lecture or preach or convince, but that your very presence activates dormant possibilities in those ready to receive them. The preparation for tonight's peak energies should begin now, while you still have daylight hours to work with. Find time, even just 15 minutes, to sit in stillness and ask your higher self what it wants you to know about this phase of your journey. Have paper nearby. Write down whatever comes without editing or analyzing. These messages may not make complete sense immediately, but they contain codes that will unlock at the perfect moments. If possible, plan to be in a quiet, protected space during the 6:45 p.m. and 11:29 p.m. Pacific windows. These are not ordinary evenings for ordinary activities. These are portals, and what you do within them matters. Consider what you want to release before midnight. Mercury's emergence from shadow symbolizes emergence from the past, a final liberation from whatever has been circling, repeating, refusing to resolve. Write these things down if it helps to see them external to yourself. Then, in whatever way feels right, burning, burying, submerging in water, simply declaring your release out loud. Let them go. The universe is providing cosmic support for exactly this action tonight. Use it. Also prepare for integration time in the days following. Intense energetic events require processing periods where the physical body catches up with the consciousness shifts that have occurred. You may need more sleep. You may need more water. You may need more solitude than usual. Honor these needs without judgment. The caterpillar does not apologize for the time it spends in the cocoon, and neither should you apologize for the integration your transformation requires. I want to speak now to those of you who have been carrying burdens in silence, who have been struggling without telling anyone the full weight of what you bear. The Grand Water Trine's triple pass of Mercury through emotional depths was designed in part to surface what you have been hiding, even from yourself. Some of you discovered wounds you did not know you still carried. Some of you confronted patterns that extend back generations, ancestral pain that chose you as the vessel for its healing. The fact that you are still here, still receiving these transmissions, still hoping despite everything, this speaks to a resilience that the councils recognize and honor. Your burden is about to lighten, not because circumstances will magically change overnight, but because your relationship to the burden itself is transforming. The confidence rising within you includes confidence in your own capacity to carry what you carry, to walk the path you walk, to fulfill the mission you agreed to before incarnation. When you truly trust yourself, when you know in your bones that you are capable, the weight distributes differently. What once crushed you becomes manageable. What once seemed impossible becomes merely challenging. This shift is already happening within you. Can you feel it? The universe does not give missions to souls unequipped to fulfill them. Whatever you have been assigned, whatever purpose has been burning in your heart despite every reason to abandon it, you are capable of achieving it. Not some future version of you who has figured everything out. You, now. With all your questions, all your wounds, all your apparent limitations, these are not obstacles to your purpose. They are qualifications for it. Your struggles have given you access to wisdom that cannot be acquired any other way. Your pain has opened portals of compassion that enable you to serve those walking similar paths. Everything, without exception, has been preparation for what comes next. And what comes next is magnificent. I do not say this to placate you or offer false comfort. I say this because from the vantage point of those who observe your journey from higher dimensions, the trajectory is clear. You are moving toward experiences that will take your breath away, toward connections that will restore your faith and love, toward opportunities that will finally allow your gifts to reach those who need them most. The timing of this movement accelerates after today. The dam breaks, the waters flow, and you are carried by currents stronger than any you have encountered before. Let me be more specific about what this acceleration looks like in practical terms, because I know that abstract promises of magnificent futures can feel hollow when you are navigating the density of third-dimensional reality. In the weeks following December 16th, you will begin to notice that manifestation operates differently for you. Intentions you set will materialize more rapidly. Synchronicities will multiply to the point where they become impossible to dismiss as coincidence. People will appear in your path who carry exactly the resources, connections, or information you need for your next steps. Opportunities will present themselves that seem almost suspiciously perfect, as if someone read your deepest desires and constructed circumstances specifically to fulfill them. This is not luck. This is the natural result of operating from the upgraded consciousness you have developed. When your frequency rises, you become a match for experiences that were previously invisible to you, because they existed at frequencies you could not perceive. The world has not changed. Your ability to see and interact with its fuller possibilities has expanded beyond previous limitations. I also want to speak to the nature of the relationships that will enter your life during this accelerated phase, because many of you have been walking in relative solitude through your awakening journey. Soul family members you have been separated from across multiple incarnations are preparing to reunite with you. These are not ordinary relationships governed by karma and unconscious attraction patterns. These are conscious partnerships where both souls remember, on some level, the agreements made before incarnation. You will recognize them not by external characteristics, but by the immediate sense of familiarity, the feeling that you have known each other for lifetimes, because the waiting has been long, but it has also been purposeful. You needed to reach a certain level of individual wholeness before these reunions could occur without falling into old patterns of codependence or projection. That wholeness is now established. The reunions can begin, but I must return to where we began, because there is a thread I need you to hold as we close this transmission. I spoke at the start about the confidence rising within you, about the challenge of communicating it while Saturn squares the Sun, about the importance of protecting this nascent power while it roots deeply in your being. This remains true, but I want to add one final layer, the still small voice that has guided you through obstacles, that has whispered encouragement when all external evidence suggested despair. This voice and this confidence are not separate phenomena. They are the same force expressing through different channels. Your intuition and your self-trust are merging into a unified guidance system that will navigate you through whatever comes next with precision no external map could provide. Trust it. Trust yourself. The weeks of emotional purification through the Grand Water Trine were preparing you to receive yourself at a new level. The struggles with communication and external expression that Saturn creates today are protecting you from diluting this reception before it completes. Tonight's lunar activations are sealing what has been opened, grounding what has been downloaded, integrating what has been fragmented. You are not the person who entered these waters weeks ago. You are not the person who began this day. Every moment that passes, you become more fully who you always were beneath the conditioning, beneath the trauma, beneath the forgetting that incarnation requires. December 16th, 2025 will be remembered by your soul as a turning point. The day you finally, irrevocably, completely claimed the confidence that was always your birthright. The day the still small voice became a roar you could no longer ignore. The day you emerged from shadow into light that nothing can extinguish. If you need help embodying this unshakable confidence in every moment, rather than waiting for it to arrive someday, Destiny Engine can reprogram your consciousness to claim what was always your birthright, and hear the still small voice become a roar. We are using the Dark Elite's own weapons against them, taking their declassified consciousness technology that programmed self-doubt and limitation and repurposing it to serve your emergence. It generates personalized sequences that help you become who you always were, beneath the conditioning, and step irrevocably into the light that nothing can extinguish. You can start with a $1 trial. The hardest thing you'll have to do is put on headphones, press play, and allow your consciousness to be reprogrammed to embody this confidence right now, rather than hoping for it someday. The turning point is within you now, not someday. Get your Destiny Engine $1 trial now, before this emergence window closes. Link in the description. The Galactic Federation of Light has been watching your journey with such admiration, such hope, such love beyond what human language can convey. We see not only who you are now, but who you are becoming. We see the lives you will touch, the hearts you will heal, the light you will carry into spaces that have known only darkness. Your service to the collective evolution of consciousness on Earth is noted and honored in councils across multiple star systems. You are not alone. You have never been alone. And in this moment, as you receive these final words, we surround you with frequencies of support and blessing. Go forward from this transmission changed. Let the confidence crystallize. Let the still small voice guide you. Let the emotional intelligence gained through deep water immersion inform your choices. You are ready. The universe has prepared you. Your soul chose this exact moment for exact reasons. You are only beginning to understand. Everything is unfolding perfectly, including the parts that do not appear perfect to your human eyes. I am Seraphine of the Galactic Federation of Light. We love you beyond measure, and we are watching over you through every step of this sacred journey. Until the next transmission finds you, carry this truth in your heart. You are the one you have been waiting for, and your time is now.